What's going on, guys? Chase with ChaseWins.com, Venture Sports Consulting here, back with another episode of the Scouting Report. Today we're going to talk about a game that I think a lot of people are going to, look at as completely one-sided. And if you're looking at the game that way, you're not entirely wrong. But I do think that a lot of people are going to overlook a big part of this game where there could potentially be some value because the game appears to be so one-sided. So follow me on this. Let's talk a little bit about this game. This game is involving the Atlanta Braves, the Washington Nationals in Atlanta, of course. Yesterday, the teams met for a seven-inning doubleheader. Atlanta easily taking game one. Acuna hit 2 home runs there in that game, and then of course they dropped just slightly in the second game, and the Nationals took it. Now again, take that with a grain of salt, as you really have to with any of these 7-inning doubleheaders, especially being the fact that there's been so many. I mean, keep in mind, if you haven't already figured it out, this season is not going like most of you planned. I told you that before the season started. People thought that I was absolutely out of my mind during the offseason when I told everybody that San Diego, a team that hasn't had a prayer of the postseason in God knows how long, would make the postseason in 2020. And they would give the National League a run for their money. Do I think that they're better than the Dodgers? Absolutely not. Do I think that they will beat the Dodgers in the postseason and advance and represent the National League in the World Series? No, I do not. But truth be told, if it really comes down to it, if there's any team that could give the Dodgers a run for their money, it'd be San Diego. But anyway, nevertheless, I told you it was going to happen, and what do? Right now, they're the most exciting team in baseball to watch. And I only say that because some people are getting bored with what the Dodgers are doing, just winning night in and night out. But anyway, where I'm getting at with that is, the way you thought this season was going to go is not it. I told you the Nationals would have a very bad World Series hangover, and they were not ever the best team last year. They were the best team in one series. They were a decent team. They got really lucky in the wild card game. Then I do think they were just a smidge better in the divisional round based on the way they played. The Dodgers went in with just a little bit too big of a head. Otherwise, it was a perfect storm. I'll say it over and over and over again. It was the perfect storm. At no time were the Washington Nationals the best team in baseball. They weren't even the best team in the National League. And that's showing over and over again this year. Now, again, everybody's going to talk about, they're missing pieces like Rendon. Okay, they're not missing pitching pieces. They're not without Juan Soto. So you tell me how you go from World Series to playing like you did at the beginning of 2019. The team has, to put it nicely, they've struggled, and they've done it all year long. The Braves, they started out mediocre, but I said they would get in rhythm, and they have. The Braves have been the best team in the NL East. They've played like one of the top 5 teams in baseball over the past 2 weeks. Acuna's really coming into form. The pitching is starting to find its groove a little bit. They still need starting pitching, and they still need a bullpen identity, but they are making good with the pieces that they have, so kudos to the Braves. Now, what did I say back at the beginning of the season when he made his very first start in Week 1? Max Fried taking the hill as a lefty for the Atlanta Braves. I told everyone, you can go back and watch it on video, this is the best left-hander in the National League, if not the best left-hander. You can't call him the best left-hander in baseball. He's one of the top 3. He is the best left-hander in all of the NL East for sure, and one of the best in the National League. One of the best in baseball. And most people didn't really take heed to what I was saying then. Now they're starting to come around. Look at what he's done. I would say that his pitching performance is based on who he has pitched against. With his numbers, the consistency that he's had, still has yet to give up a home run, I think is the most impressive in baseball. Even though his numbers aren't technically the best overall, the fact that the boy hasn't given up a home run yet is baffling. So you got to give kudos to, right now, who I think is the most impressive pitcher in baseball. Most certainly the most impressive left-hander. So when he takes the mound, it's always first thought, you back the Braves. And again, you're not completely wrong. You are not stupid to think that when he takes the hill, the Braves have a good shot at winning, because they do. Now again, the only thing you have to worry about is who do they have to face? Do they have to face the Dodgers? Right now they get to face the Nationals. No part of the Nationals pitching staff has been impressive. Scherzer wasn't impressive. Strasburg, nobody within the Nationals pitching squad has gone out there and given up a true fight. So most teams, they don't they don't shake in their boots when they go, oh, we've got to face the Nationals tonight. But go back a week or so on video when I made a claim about the Nationals and took them in a game going up against a lefty who had really good numbers, and I said, the Nationals, as much as they've struggled offensively, defensively, just period, one thing remains true. They hit left-handers very well above average. Now, the problem with that is they don't get a lot of production out of it. That's been one of their flaws this year, is they've had games where they've had 10, 11 hits and are lucky to get 2 runs. They leave runners stranded. They don't run very well. They don't steal worth a shit. So what good is 10 hits when you can't get anybody to cross home plate? But at the same token, while you're looking at this game, I think the game's the Braves minus like 250, 270 is something outrageous. So if you're going to play it, play the run line. And if you ask me, is the run line a good bet? I think it's worth playing. I'm not going to say that the numbers support it as some big miraculous premium play, but to go out there at the very least with fun money, backing Max Fried against a struggling Nationals crew on the run line is most certainly a worthy bet. But I think that what you need to look at that most people aren't going to look at is the fact that we know with Acuna and the rest of that lineup really coming into form, the Braves are going to get offensive production. And usually, Max Fried gets very good run support. Not the best, but he's going to, just with him on the mound, that usually generates 4 to 5 runs pretty easily. He gets good run support. Going up against a struggling Nationals pitching squad wouldn't surprise me at all if they went well above 5. Easily. That's before the bullpen takes over. Now, both teams, because of the doubleheaders not overextending their arms, most teams in baseball this weekend, at least on Saturday, are going in with their best foot forward bullpen-wise, because nobody overextended themselves during a doubleheader. They accepted their fate, they moved on, so they could set themselves up better for Saturday and Sunday. What I think people need to look at in this game is I think there's some value in that total at 9, because the Braves are going to get some offensive production unless they just go cold at the plate. And I think with the fact that the Nationals hit lefties as well as they do, I don't think they're going to go out there and cream Max Fried, but I think they can generate some hits off of him. And if they can come out there and really exploit, which is an average Braves defense in the field, they may be able to push 1 or 2 across the plate on him. And if they get to him early and catch him off guard, and they can get him out of there by the 6th, they may be able to push another run across towards the end of the game when the bullpen takes over. So I'm not saying that the over or under is the bet to make. I definitely think that if you're dead set on playing this game, it's worth fun money to take the run line and back Max Fried until he gives you a reason not to. But look into that total. Look into the advanced statistics of both pitchers. Look at the offense, or look at the production they've had at the plate, Washington, against left-handed pitchers. Obviously, they haven't crossed the plate, but that's got to stop sometime. I do think there's value in the total at 9. Truth be told, with what the Braves have been able to do recently, I think the total should be around 10 to 10.5, and let the money decide whether it goes up or down. I think 9 is just a hair bit soft, but then again, there's not overwhelming value on either side of this game. I just think if you're dead set on playing it, look at the total. I think you'll see some value there. Hope you got some good information out of this. I will be back with another episode of the Scouting Report for Sunday. Let's get ready to kick off a big Saturday of plays. Football, baseball. We've got the Kentucky Derby coming up tonight. It's going to be a big day. Go to chasewins.com, get linked up with a winning package. Stop sitting on the sidelines. I'll see you back for another episode soon. Thanks, guys.